So I want to start this morning by posing a very, very important question. Have you ever been told something about yourself that you did not like, that stung a little bit, but later on you realize that that which has been said to you helped you to grow to become a better person? And I'm pretty sure you probably would have experienced that from time to time. And that's our talking point for this morning. Something that's uncomfortable for many of us, but also incredibly powerful in our lives. It's the idea of constructive criticism. The idea of criticism and how, if you embrace it, you can unlock some of the greatest growth in your life. Criticism is a bitter pill to swallow indeed. It's a pill that not everyone can swallow. And handling criticism is quite a sensitive topic, and it will always remain so. We all face criticism in our lives from time to time. Sometimes they help us to grow, and sometimes it feels like the other person is just displaying his personal hatred in the form of useless criticism. But there's a major difference between constructive criticism and negative criticism. Constructive criticism is very important for personal growth. So let's first define what we mean by constructive criticism. It's not just someone pointing out your flaws or tearing you down. Constructive criticism is feedback that's meant to help you to improve. It's feedback delivered with the intention of building you up, not with the intention of breaking you apart. Unlike destructive criticism, which of course is personal, destructive criticism is negative. Constructive criticism focuses on behavior, skills, and outcomes. It does not focus on your worth as a person. Now let's be absolutely honest. How do most of us react when we hear criticism? Of course we feel defensive. Of course we shut down. We want to justify. We want to respond. We begin to think in ourselves that this person is being too harsh. They don't understand me, and so on and so forth. This response is quite natural because our brains are wired to protect our ego, to guard our ego against threats. And sometimes feedback or criticism feels like a threat even when it's not. But here's the glaring truth. You simply cannot grow without feedback. You cannot grow without criticism. You can't become a better person without someone holding a mirror up to you, so to speak, to show you where you can improve in your life. So this morning, let's reframe criticism for a moment. Criticism is not the enemy. Comfort is. What if, instead of seeing criticism as an attack, you saw it as a gift? You saw it as a tool for refinement, a mirror showing you your blind spots, so to speak, showing you your areas for improvement. So I want to share with you a small story along the same lines of our discussion. So once upon a time, there was a group of children. They were trying to get some fruits from a nearby tree by throwing stones at it. At that particular moment, there, sitting under the tree, was a saint who eventually got hit by one of the stones. The saint became angry and he started to curse. The kids interrupted him and said, "Please forgive us. It was a mistake. We didn't mean to do it." But then suddenly one of those kids said something really interesting. He said, "Respected saint, a tree, when hit by stones, gives fruits. But But you, on the other hand, Mr. Saint, when you were hit by a stone, you give a curse. I guess we should start calling the tree a saint now and not you. Hearing this criticism, the saint was left in a state of confusion and deep thoughts. And eventually he realized his mistake and he vowed never to curse again. Therein lies a powerful message. We generally have a defensive attitude towards criticism. But thinking about this story, there should be a different way to handle criticism. No, it's a difficult thing, but it's not impossible. No matter what you do, there will be people who will dislike you for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Then what's the solution? The solution lies in how you respond to that criticism which is laid bare in front of you. So the big question, how do you receive criticism? How do you respond to criticism in a way that leads to growth? Well, of course, I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. I'm going to share with you a few quick points. Number one, when faced with criticism, pause before reacting. Very, very important. And that in most instances is the most difficult part of it. To pause, to take a breath, to stay calm, not to respond emotionally, and listen to what is being said. Many times when we are criticized, we are quick to respond. Train yourself to stay calm, take a deep breath, listen attentively to what is being said. Number two, assume positive intent. Believe that what the person is saying to you, the intention behind it is not to insult, is not to embarrass, but the intention behind it is to help you to improve, to become a more positive individual. Number three, of course, after listening intently, after trying to understand what the other person is saying, you can ask clarifying questions. You can say, give me an example of what you're talking about. What would you like to see improved in me? And so on and so forth. Number four, reflect. Reflection is very, very important. It's a very key aspect of the process. After you have listened intently, after you have understood what the other person is saying to you, reflect and look into your life and ask yourself, is what that person is saying, is it true? What that person is saying, is there any truth to it? And if it is, then make the intention to change. If what the person is saying is not true, then you can simply ignore the criticism that is coming to you. Don't just hear it, use it to your advantage. And eventually, if you have found benefits, and if you were able to make a positive change, thank the person who gave you that feedback, because it takes courage to give honest feedback. So if a person came to you with honest feedback, honest criticism that is meant to improve you, that is something you should appreciate, because not everyone will do that. So receiving feedback is just the first step. The real courage lies in taking action. When you receive constructive criticism, you have a choice. You can ignore it, or you can use it as a catalyst for change. You can take that feedback and turn it into a plan, turn it into a strategy for improvement. Constructive criticism is not about tearing you down. It's about building you up. It's about helping you identify your blind spots, areas you can improve, and strategies to get there. When you receive constructive criticism, you are given a gift. You are given the gift of the chance to see yourself through someone else's eyes. And that can be incredibly powerful and incredibly liberating. So here's the big idea that I want you to walk away with. The message for this morning is quite simple. Growth lives outside of your comfort zone, and constructive criticism is the bridge that will get you there. So the next time someone gives you criticism, don't even flinch. Stay calm. Listen to what is being said. Say thank you and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Because every piece of feedback, no matter how small, is an opportunity to become the best version of you.